Okay. So hello and welcome to this month's digital lunch and learn called What is CARA? CARA stands for the Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement. We call it CARA for short. Just some housekeeping things before we get started. This event will be recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel afterwards. As always, everyone's always curious about who's here. So in the chat function, make sure you switch it to all attendees. And if everyone says hi, just their class and major, just so people can see. And without further ado, please welcome Paul Kruger, the CARA CEO.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Yeah, it's a beautiful day in Rapid City and warming up and tourist season is underway and all of that. Tonight is Hot Summer Nights downtown, which I know some of our local people go to. So it's good to be with you here today. I thank you for joining. Really, the purpose is to bring you up to speed on CARA as an organization, what we are doing and what we're looking forward to, and then we'll take some time for some questions at the end as well. So I'm going to take you through a few PowerPoint slides to start with, just to give you some updates on who we are and what we're doing, and hopefully you'll learn something a little bit more about our organization today. So just a little bit about me. I started here just over a year ago in May of 2021. And prior to that, I was with Make-A-Wish America. I was a national representative who worked with 13 Make-A-Wish chapters across the country. And then before that, I was the CEO of Make-A-Wish South Dakota and Montana, out of Sioux Falls, but covered the whole state of South Dakota. I was with the University of South Dakota Alumni Association for a couple of years, and my alma mater, Augustana University, for just over 11 years in annual giving, alumni relations, and major gifts. Excuse me. I have an undergrad degree from Augustana. You know, one of the first questions I get when I meet South Dakota Mines grads is, did you go to Mines? And I did not, but I went to Augustana and had a great experience there. I do have a master's degree from the University of South Dakota as well. Interesting fact, I was born at Ellsworth Air Force Base. So I was really, my roots started out here in Rapid and then lived in Sioux Falls for most of the time. I have 3 kids. The oldest is 19. She's in college at Bethel University in St. Paul, a 16-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. They're they mostly in Sioux Falls with their mom, but get out here every once in a while, and I get back there quite often too. So just a little bit about me. It's been a great year. It's gone really quickly, and I think you'll hear some updates today. We're proud of kind of where we're headed and where we've been, and grateful for your involvement as alumni and friends of the university, and ask for that continued involvement. So as Sarah mentioned, the name CARA, and that might be, still is new to people, even in the Rapid City community, as we talk about who we are. Going back in time, we had the Alumni Association really first, and then from that came the foundation. And they were separate organizations for a long, long time, and always working together and supporting the university, but separate organizations. And we merged in July of 2020, and that's really when the new name came about. So our formal name is the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement, which is a very long name. So we've shortened it to CARA for short, the Center for Alumni Relations and Advancement. But our technical name still carries the School of Mines and Technology in front of it. But we are the 2 organizations together. If you go back in time, you know, the Alumni Association started back in the 30s, and there's just great names like Guy March and Duff Erickson. Sadly, Duff passed away recently. Tomorrow there will be a memorial service here for him in our building. And so the legacy of people who have led the organization continues, and we remember those names. So as one organization now, we have a board of 35 members from across the country, all eras, all different backgrounds. And really their goal is to lead the charge for CARA here, and to continue our mission and our vision, which we'll hear about here in a little bit as well. And the board has 9 committees as well. Our board serves 3-year terms, and they can renew those terms up to 4 times. And they bring their talent and their treasure and their expertise to that. So we really appreciate our board, and we'll talk about our board leadership in a few minutes. We have a team of 14 dedicated staff, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes, and then we're housed in the Pearson Alumni Center. Behind me, you can see, I'm in my office, so you can see a Baja car. We also have a concrete canoe in the building. I know some of you were likely back for the reunion last summer, or if you're local, you've been in the building. But if you haven't been in the building, we encourage you to come by. It's really your home here on campus. And really our goal is to engage students and alumni and then raise money to support the needs of campus. And so simple mission really, but a lot that goes into that. And as of recently, we have just over 17,000, almost 17,600 alumni. Of course, we just added some new graduates to the group here in May, just over 400 new alumni that joined the ranks, and we look forward to getting them more involved in what we do as well. Our mission, this was worked out just last summer into the fall with the board and our staff. We had a joint committee of board and staff, and some board members that have expertise in helping with mission and vision, and probably had 2-3 months worth of meetings and conversations. But what we came up with for our mission is to promote the traditions, interests, influence, and reputation of South Dakota Mines among alumni and friends through meaningful engagement and by inspiring and stewarding philanthropy. And there's two lines that I really like in there. A couple of words: meaningful engagement. So that is really, as you'll hear me talk this morning, that's really the engaging alumni, keeping you involved in your alma mater. If you're a parent of an alum, keeping you engaged in the school that impacted your child. And then the other part is inspiring and stewarding philanthropy. And I think a lot of times when people hear about CARA or the foundation in the past, or even the Alumni Association, all you want is my money. And I don't think we want to hide the fact that we do need money to continue to grow the institution and to help the university. We don't want to be, hide that is a need, because it's a huge need, and we'll talk more about it. But it's that engagement piece too. We want to keep you engaged to South Dakota Mines throughout your lifetime. And no matter where you live in the country too, there's of course a lot more opportunity to engage and feel more connected if you're here in the Black Hills, but there are opportunities across the country as well. So engagement, and hopefully through engagement that will inspire philanthropy, and then we will work really hard to, and we do, to be good stewards of the money you give us. And then our vision will be a global network of alumni and friends who advance prominence to South Dakota Mines. And then our values, and I'm not going to read everything here, but collaboration. We work together with the university and other constituents as well. The other group that remains on their own is their own 501c is the Hard Rock Club, our athletic fundraising arm, and we work really closely with them as well. So to be successful, we really have to look at ourselves as one. South Dakota Mines is one. The university, CARA, and the Hard Rock Club. And if we're not all working together, we're not going to be doing the best that we can do. And so I work closely with Dr. Rankin and Joel Lucan and Maria and others that are involved in the Hard Rock Club and the university. I do sit on the executive council of the university. So CARA is right there at the table with all of the leaders of the university. So be the only non-university employee at that group, but we meet typically during the year every week, and great conversations, really good leadership that we have here at the university, and really that mindset of all working together for the common good. So tradition, we want to make sure we keep those traditions alive. There's some great unique traditions here that I've learned about over the last year, between M Hill and beanies and garters and all of that. We want to keep those traditions and legacies alive for years to come. Excellence, we want to do the best we can in all that we do. Diversity and inclusion is really important to us as well. So having a variety of backgrounds, experiences, perspectives, it's one we're going to keep working at as we go along as well. And then stewardship, to be excellent stewards of the resources entrusted to us. Mentioned the Pearson Alumni and Conference Center. That's our beautiful home here on campus. This is the view from, if you were in the Surbeck, on the Surbeck side, the parking lot, Birch Street over there is what our building looks like. It was built in 2019, funded by alumni and friends, and named after Larry and Linda Pearson. Larry's a 72 ME grad, lives in Omaha, spent some time in the Black Hills as well. It's our home on campus for all alumni and friends. And so really, anytime you come to campus, you are more than welcome to come to our building. The lower level has some great memorabilia, some cases with memorabilia over the years. We have yearbooks. We have a great place to take a rest downstairs and some comfy chairs. We always have coffee and water and things like that as well. We have an outdoor space as well. But this is really your home on campus as alumni. Located at 330 East Kansas City Street. I was with the architect of the building a couple of days ago, and she was telling me what was on the land before, which were some houses and properties, and I think toward the end pretty run down. And so this is really a beautiful home on campus. We need more event and meeting space on campus, so our building is utilized all the time especially throughout the school year. We have student groups here. We have a women's group that meets here on Saturdays from the community. Like I mentioned, we have different family gatherings like we'll have tomorrow for Duff Erickson. We've had senior design projects presented here. Our board meetings and things like that happen here too. So just wanted to make you aware of where we're located and know that this is your home here on campus. Mentioned our board. Our board leadership is from the officers here are pretty heavy from Rapid City, but we really do have representation from across the country. But our current chair is Julie Carver from Denver. Mark Benson, he's with Dakota Bank. He's our first vice chair. Our second vice chair is Amy Koenig. She's with Black Hills Energy. Tim Ogden is retired from Monsanto. He's here in Rapid. Jeff Allen is retired as well from Caterpillar, and he's here in Rapid City. And then we have an honorary alumni president. You've probably received messages from Jerry Wright in our email over the last year. Jerry is really an ambassador for all alumni of South Dakota Mines, and he served very capably in that role. He spoke to our graduates in May at graduation and welcomed them to the Alumni Association, and he's been present at many events, not only in Rapid City, but he's wandered over to Denver and other places as well. So he will fulfill that role later this summer, and we'll announce a new president, and a new set of officers will change a little bit too. We changed leadership in September. So that's our board leadership. And again, I mentioned there's 35 total board members. Leadership of CARA, we have familiar face to probably many of you is Brad Johnson. He's a EE 92 grad. He's been with us over nearly 25 years, Vice President of Development now. He's been a development officer for many, many years, and just a great ambassador for our organization and working with our alumni and friends across the country. And he oversees our development team as well. And then Audrey Bohm is our Director of Financial Services. She's been with us about 4.5 years. She was an accountant with us before she became the Director of Financial Services. Lana Tome, who many of you know, or know the name. She was with us about 34 years. She retired at the end of October last year, but continues, we see her every once in a while, and we continue to collaborate with her a little bit, utilizing her knowledge and expertise. But that's the leadership team. And then the rest of the staff is just a really talented team. I am blessed to work with this crew every day. But just tell you a little bit more, because these are names and faces hopefully you see an email or you hear from, or you've met maybe in your area across the country as well. But our two development officers that are full-time in that role are Amanda Barnes and Mike Keegan. And then our Director of Plan Giving is Leah Mahoney. And I do have the wrong title there for her. That's my fault. She is a graduate as well, an 80 grad. Anything estate planning related, she helps with scholarship agreements, gift agreements. She's just really a great resource that we have here as well. Lucas Lund is our annual giving director. So he oversees the Mines Advancement Fund, raising for rockers. He works with some of our student groups on fundraising as well as Mike too. So, and then we do have 3 part-time development officers, and they each work, depending on what we have worked out with them, a few hours a month for us. Liz, who used to be a full-time development officer, she has a small pool of donors that she's working with, and again, a graduate. And then Ron Jeitz, lives near the Atlanta, Georgia area, but he sees alumni in Houston and Florida and other places where we send him, but he's been a great resource for us. And very well connected, of course, as well. And then John Chandler, and I don't have an updated picture of John, but he just joined us this fall as a part-time development officer, and he is covering Denver and Colorado. So really the whole state of Colorado, but he's focused in Denver where he lives, and he also has connections to lead here and gets back here every once in a while. So we're really happy to have him on staff as well. So those three are our part-time contracted staff on the development side, and then the top row are our full-time people. We're also looking for another development officer thanks to some funding from the university. With 17, almost 18,000 alumni, we have a lot of people we can connect with throughout the country, and we want to do more. So we'll continue to add development staff as we're able to. The rest of the team too, a good variety of people that help in a variety of different ways. We have Michelle, our senior prospect analyst, Joanne, database manager, Sandra, our accountant. She replaced Audrey in that role. Jim Wilson is our property manager, and this is unique if, and you as alumni may be very familiar with this, but it was new to me when I came, but we own a number of properties here at CARA, and our housing, apartments and houses and things that we own, we basically have mostly right now international students that rent from us when they're here throughout the summer and the school year. So Jim manages all the relationships with our properties. We also have commercial properties. We have some that the university uses. Our former building, the Dakota building, is rented by the university. The lower level houses the physics department. It's temporarily home to the library as well right now. And then we have a couple other commercial properties as well. So that's a unique part of our organization. And one of our goals is to continue to help the university as they need more space to help acquire space in the neighborhood as well. It's limited, and the footprint for the university to grow is limited too. So we have a real estate committee that we actively work with as well. Nancy Beats is our office manager, and Kathleen is our director of stewardship and communication. And then Sarah, who you're very familiar with, has been our interim alumni director. So that's the talented team, and it does take a professional staff to be able to do what we do. I've spent some time over the last year comparing us to other foundations in the state and region, and we'd probably be one of the smaller groups, but I think we do a really good job of working hard and diligently toward our goals. And so I think you can be entrusted that CARA is in the hands of some really talented individuals that bring a lot of experience and background and are working really hard for the organization. So a couple things about CARA in our strategic plan. We have worked on this as a board and staff as well. And so I'm just going to touch on these 4 goals. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of depth, but all of our focus is around our strategic plan, and what's happening over the next few years ties into our strategic plan as well. So the first goal is to inspire alumni and friends, or alumni and students, to maintain a lifelong relationship and connection with their alma mater. So I mentioned that before. We want you to leave here knowing about CARA as a student and staying involved throughout your lifetime. I don't know about for you, but my college years changed my life, changed probably my trajectory on my career. The leadership experiences that I had formed who I am, and I think that is the same for many of our Mines grads as well, that the 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it was here, really was life-changing for career and development and leadership and all of that as well. So we want to keep you connected throughout your life. We don't want you to move away and forget about us, and those connections that you have in college are so important. And then our second goal is to provide access to extraordinary networking, professional development, and financial support to our students. So as we talk more, you'll see how that fits in. And then our next goal, execute a $100 million fundraising campaign to provide support to South Dakota Mine students at the university. We are in what we call the quiet phase of this campaign, and some of you might have been part of our feasibility study that we did just over a year ago. But we are in a quiet phase. You won't hear a lot more about the campaign and the overall pieces of it until we get a little further along, but we will talk about some of the projects as we go along here even today too, and I'm sure you're familiar with some of them. And then our final goal is to increase the capacity of CARA in performance improvement and benchmarking. And so continuing to be the best we can as an organization, utilizing technology and all the resources that we have just to be the most effective that we can be. One note on how we're funded as an organization. CARA is its own 501c3, as I mentioned before. So really the way we're funded is the Mines Advancement Fund. So gifts that you give to that help support us as an organization, support from the university, which we're grateful for. Gift fees on, we have a variety of gift fees on endowment gifts and capital gifts and things like that, our rental income that I mentioned. And then we do have our own operating endowment here at CARA, which right now is just over $4 million. And so the earnings from that also help us operate every year as well. And one thing that we're really proud of here, and you've hopefully heard this before, and if you haven't, hopefully it resonates with you as well. But for every dollar that you give to us, we're able to turn around and raise an average of $9 more for the university. So it's a really great investment on your part, investing in us as an organization. We're able to go and raise money for the organization, get our development officers out there, do all the efforts that we do to raise money. So, and then proud of this too, in FY22, we gave just over $3.4 million back to the university for scholarships. This is academic and athletic scholarships that allow students to attend. We still have a lot of first generation college students coming here. Anybody that's been through a college search with your own child or grandchild or neighbor that you've heard about this, it's a really competitive market. So scholarships will continue to be our #1 need here at the university. And we're grateful for those of you that who give already to that, or who may be considering whether you have a scholarship endowment or an annual scholarship as well. So a little bit of how that works. Our budget, just to give you an idea, for FY22, our budget's just CARA is under just under $2.8 million, with the majority of it being salaries and benefits and all of that, but also just the funds needed to operate travel costs like that to get our team across the country, alumni events that we host, student events that we have, and all of that. That's really besides office and salaries and all of that, it's really putting money back in to be able to do what we do. Talking about alumni engagement a little bit, that whole engagement piece that we talked about is part of our mission. Here are some things that we do. We have a 5-year reunion. We had it last year. It was postponed from 2020 because of COVID. So we had it in 2021. We are going to have it in 2025. So it's going to come up a little bit faster than usual. And we'll share that date in a few minutes. And then Rocker Days, M Week, that's homecoming here on campus. We're continuing to look at ways to get alumni back for that. It's a pretty student-focused week, but there are some great things happening during that weekend, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. And then we have chapters across the country. These kind of fluctuate a little bit, but we've had upwards of 18 to 20 chapters across the country where alumni are gathering together on a regular basis. And I know Sarah's been a big part of helping with that. We also have an alumni engagement committee that looks at that as well. But really, our goal is to help you have those events across the country. We will and can be involved at times when it makes sense. Dr. Rankin loves to travel and be out there as well. Our team likes to travel and be out there. But it's also a chance for you to gather as alumni in your area on your own. So we have leaders of our chapters. We're always working to improve our chapters as well. And hopefully over the next couple of years, we can share even more about expanding chapters. And Sarah has great knowledge, our alumni side of the house. We have great knowledge of where our alumni are and connecting, and just the networking that happens is pretty amazing at the chapter events across the country. Alumni events, we have other alumni events that we put on as well, heavy in the Black Hills area, but we're in Sioux Falls and we're in Minneapolis and other places like that as well. So if events are something you want to talk more about, I encourage you to stay connected with us on that, and we can talk more about it. Alumni awards, we work really closely with the President's Office on alumni awards. These are the Distinguished Alumni Awards and the outstanding recent graduates, and also the March Medal Awards. And we'll talk about a new time that we'll be celebrating those award winners here in a few minutes. And then, like today, the lunch and learns and the digital updates from the departments give Sarah a lot of credit for implementing these over the last couple of years. They're going to continue even as we're able to get out and be with people a little bit more. We're finding that these are really great opportunities for people across the country to be able to connect like we're doing today. And then networking, of course, is another thing that we offer and help with. So upcoming alumni events, just to give you an idea, I'm not going to go through everything, but over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have welcome to the Minds parties. These are for our incoming freshmen and their families, along with alumni in those areas. So we'll be in Sioux Falls next week at Granite City. We'll be in Omaha on Wednesday. And we do have a fun event here next Saturday. We're going to have a pub crawl where you'll start out here at the Pearson Alumni Center, and then you'll visit 3 other breweries here in town. Again, a social event just to get together and try some of the new breweries here in Rapid City, and a chance to see the Pearson Alumni Center if you haven't been here. And then a family picnic in the Black Hills here in Rapid City in July. And then you can see the other events that are coming up. We do have the Welcome to the Minds party in Minneapolis as well. And our Hard Rock e-news includes all those invites. And then if you live in one of those areas too, you'll get individual emails reminding you about those events. So just really encourage you, if there's an event in your area, to think about attending. Maybe call another alum or a couple of alums that you know in the area as well and encourage them to attend. President's Ride, if you are a Harley rider, I think they'll even let cars follow behind. Dr. Rankin has a ride in July, and they end up with having lunch, but it's a scholarship. It's a fundraiser for scholarship. Part of the money goes toward scholarships. And then in August, we're hosting, along with the university, Hard Rocker Night at Summer Nights, which is our Thursday night downtown event here in Rapid City. So if you're in the Black Hills area or coming through the area, we encourage you to come out that night for that. And then I mentioned Rocker Days. It's the 19th through the 24th of September. This is homecoming. And a couple things I just wanted to point out is we are restoring M Hill, which is coming up here in a few minutes as well. But we plan to be able to dedicate the restored M with the plaques being back on and the M being restored. So that was a really fun event. We have a picnic and then we'll do that. And then that night we have the Hard Rocker Heritage Gala, which is a new event where we're going to be recognizing our Distinguished Alumni Award recipients. And they have just been selected and will be announced soon. We'll also be presenting our Outstanding Recent Graduate Awards, again, just awarded, and that information will come out soon. And then a March Medal will be awarded. But that's a new event. It's going to be complimentary this year. It's going to be held in the Surbeck Center ballroom, and it's the evening of Friday, July 23rd. And then the 24th, of course, is the tailgate and football game. So really encourage you, if you can, to come back for Rocker Days. And if you're thinking about it, I encourage you to make a hotel reservation probably sooner than later, because it's still a busy tourist time too. The next 5-year reunion is July 10th through the 13th of 2025. And so that's something to put on your calendar and look forward to. Last year, we had just over 1,100 people it was kind of set up as a light reunion because of COVID, and we even changed the schedule a little bit, but we ended up with a record number of people back. So we'd love to blow that number out of the water in 2025 and encourage you to put that on your calendar. We also engage with our students and their parents too. We kick off in August with a wine and cheese event for freshman parents as they're getting their son or daughter situated. We invite them over, and they seem to really enjoy connecting together as parents of new students. Sometimes it's, a parent that's never taken their child to college, meeting a parent that's on their third child, and just some of those connections have been really great. We do events for graduating seniors. We coordinate with student groups on campus. We partner with our WISE group, our women's group, and we're also exploring a student alumni mentor program. And so more to come on that as we have more time to focus on that, but just encourage you to be thinking about that, and if that's something you might be interested in as well. I mentioned M Hill, so now we're going to switch gears and talk a little bit more about the fundraising, and then I just want to make sure I leave time for questions at the end as well. So we're going to switch gears to fundraising a little bit. And this is a project led by our board, and really want to give a lot of credit to Scott Kenner, who's a board member, and he's really been spearheading this project, working with our team on this. But last fall, really started last summer into the fall, the end of the year, we raised just over $160,000, thanks to many of you who I'm guessing are on the call today. But that was raised, including $50,000, a generous gift from Jim and Connie Green here in Rapid City. And of course, Jim is an alum. And so that is underway. In fact, if you are in Rapid City, take a look up at M Hill. There's orange fence around it. The plaques have been all removed from the M. The M will be, if it's not being taken down now, it's being taken down here in the next couple of weeks, and then it'll be repoured. And it's the traditional M. It's not the new M that's going to be poured. It's the traditional M that everyone loves and is familiar with. And then the plaques will be restored. Just as an aside, the road, and anybody's been up on that road, either walking it, we don't just let anyone just drive up there, but anybody that has driven it for a special reason, the road was really falling apart. And so the first part was to improve the road so the construction vehicles could get up there. And so look forward to that project. Students have been involved in the planning, in the taking down the plaques and cleaning the plaques and all of that. Just a really exciting project. And again, during Rocker Days on Friday, we will be dedicating the new restored M, and the students will, as we see in the picture here, they will whitewash it and slide down it, but there won't be the cracks and all of that like it has right now. So we're looking forward to seeing that project through. The Devereaux Library is a really exciting project. It's funding by the state and then also some private funding that we help with, but this is almost done. In fact, I talked to Lisa Carlson yesterday, who's the head of, she'll really be the one managing the building, but she's the head of our student success center. And they are within a week or two from moving into the building, and then it'll be open for students as they return this fall. A couple things to mention, the top floor will actually be the library. So there's so much that has gone digital and online that one floor will house books and publications and things like that. And then the other two floors are more collaboration space for students. So there's a math lab, there's a maker space, which will have 3D printers and other technology that students can play with. Einstein Bagel, which is our bagel and coffee shop that's been here on campus. It's been in the lower level of Rocker 1, one of our residence halls. It's going to move over there. And then the big thing for those of you that spend a lot of time in the library, there are multiple windows being added. And so you can see in the top picture, this was probably a couple months ago. All those windows are in now. Those little windows are blown out, and there's just a ton of really bright space. The building will actually be accessible 24 hours a day. So it's really going to be a hub where our students, besides the Surbeck Center, will have a home for studying and collaborating together. So we're really excited about that project, a $6.5 million project, almost completed. And it'll be one during Rocker Days, if you're back this fall, that you'll be able to walk through and see and have a tour of. The Nucor Mineral Industries building, we're really excited about this. We've talked about this in our Hard Rock e-News recently and all of that, but the Nucor name came along here in April. They gave $5 million, which includes in-kind, all the steel for the building, and then cash. So that's a naming gift for the building. But the state of South Dakota gave 19 million, the university's putting in 3, and then we here at CARA are raising 12 million, and we've raised 8.4 toward the 12. So we have a little ways to go, and really encourage anyone that's thinking about or considering giving to that to reach out to me or Brad Johnson or another development officer on our team to be able to talk more about that project. We really want to see that through. Likelihood ground will be broken on it either late this summer, early this fall. Dr. Rankin and team, we've been visiting about a groundbreaking date. And the location is on the edge of the green space, so the quad between the classroom building and the Double E building. And it was going to be located south of O'Hara and between O'Hara and the King Center. And it's really a $2 million savings to put it here. And anybody building or in that business now, you know how costs are coming back. And so this is again, a good stewardship sort of piece to be able to save that money and to be able to see the project through. So we look forward to breaking ground soon on that. And then eventually, once that building is in place, we will tear down the current MI building, and that will create some more space on campus as well. And then we have the expanded Surbeck Center project. It's a $6 million project, just under 2.5 million raised. One thing that I'm really excited about, and I think we all are, is it will be the home to admissions. They're right now in the O'Hara building. Surbeck is probably the easiest building to get to or to give directions to. It's also just such the hub on campus for our students. It's where they eat. It's where our student activities have offices, our Dean of Students office, our Veterans Resource Center, all those different offices and activities are there. So it'll be easy parking. It'll really be a great welcome center for campus. There'll also be some additional event space for student groups and outside groups and alumni events and things like that as well. So again, our goal is to see that project through as soon as we can, so we can tell Geraldine Roberts, our Director of Facilities, that we have the funds and proceed with construction. So I know one of the things that we've talked about is wouldn't it be fun to have a couple of big cranes on campus working on the MI building and the Surbeck Center at the same time. So thanks to those of you who have given to all of our projects, but and particularly recently the MI building or the Surbeck Center to helping us see those become reality. Just a fact on our FY21 fundraising. So we're wrapping up our FY22 year here at the end of June. We had just over 2,100 donors giving $9.7 million in gifts and pledges. That's about 8% of our alumni. And truly, nationally, it's not a bad number for public universities, but whenever I share that number with alumni, they're usually a little disappointed, thinking that should be higher. And we'd love to see it higher. So our board has set a goal of trying to increase the number to 15% of our alumni giving by the end of 2025. And so all gifts make a difference. Young alumni that are just out, you know, it's just getting the habit of giving that we encourage. And those of you that are able to give more as life goes on, we really appreciate that too. So thanks to those of you who are giving. I think as an organization as a whole, we want to continue to see that number increase over time. Our endowment is, this was through FY21, was $87 million. We've certainly added to that. And then of course the market has fluctuated as well. But most of that money is spoken for. It's scholarship endowments, it's endowments for departments. As I mentioned, we have our own operating endowment here at CARA as well. But we continue to grow that number. It's, you know, compared to some of the other publics in South Dakota, it's lower, but it's a great number, but it's one that we want to continue to work at to increase as we continue to need scholarship support and support for our departments. Our state support, we're grateful for the state support the university gets, but it doesn't tend to increase a whole lot over time. So it really puts the responsibility back on us as CARA, working with all of you as alumni and friends to continue to increase that. So I just want to end with a couple of things and then we'll open it up to questions. And I have a couple of announcements that I'll make as well. But coming back to the mission, that meaningful engagement. I charge all of you to share how you want to be engaged with South Dakota Mines. If it's something, you know, we're not currently offering, to let us know of ideas you may have. And then as we grow and develop as a team as well, we're going to run some ideas by you of how we think we'd like to engage more with you, and let us know if that resonates or not, or if you have better ways of going about it. So that meaningful engagement is key. And then by inspiring and stewarding philanthropy. And collectively as an organization, you know, now the Joint Alumni Association and Foundation, I think the marriage of the two actually works really, really well together and makes a lot of sense for the size of school that we are. My background from Augustana is very similar as far as size and alumni base and all of that. Very different in the types of majors and all of that. But as far as small classes, getting to know your faculty, getting to know other students, not being just a number. South Dakota Mines is, as you know, a fantastic school that continues to do amazing things, and together we can continue to grow and do amazing things for not only South Dakota and the Black Hills region, but for the world. And the world needs places like South Dakota mines more than ever. I'm convinced of that. And just by meeting some of our students and alumni too, we put out a great product, and we have people that are changing the world. The last slide, and then I'll make a couple announcements here. We had a couple of questions beforehand of how can you get involved as alumni? And again, it's not always just the giving piece. The giving piece is part of what we do, but there's so much more. So you can refer a student, you can write postcards to prospective students. We do that in the kind of winter time. And we send the postcards to you. It doesn't matter where you live. And if you want to do 20 cards or 30 cards, we'll mail them to you and you mail them back to us. And then we get them to our admissions department. Send kids and grandkids to our summer camps. Those are going on right now. And I know some of you are doing that. I know some grandkids that are coming, and kids too. Attend or plan an alumni event. Come back for Rocker Days or the 5-year reunion. Your 50-year reunion, make plans to attend that. We do that in May during graduation time. Nominate a classmate for an award. You can cheer on the Hard Rockers from home. It's great how they stream all the, not all of the athletic events, but a lot of them are streamed online, and you can watch. Attend a music or theater event. Again, some of those are streamed as well. Recruit students from mines for internships and jobs. It's a great way to get mines alumni connected. Volunteer for one of our advisory boards if that's something you're interested in. Consider serving on a CARA committee or board, and then follow us on social media and share information with classmates, and of course give as you are able. So those are some great ways to get involved. So our website is cara.sdsmt.edu. We also have Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Also encourage you to update your information. We only have the information that you share with us. And so if you haven't maybe changed you're not getting emails from us, maybe we don't have your current email address, or if we don't have your current position, we have our net community where you can log in and do that. We also have a form on our website as well. And then a couple of things that we do. So if you're not receiving these, I encourage you to ask us why you're not, and or ask to be included. But we do a Hard Rock e-newsletter every 2 weeks. We have a planned giving newsletter that Leah Mahoney puts out every couple of weeks. The Arch is our annual report that includes all of our donors. And then we do particular emails in your area for events as well. So Hard Rock e-news really becomes one of the key ways to stay in touch with everything that's going on. So with that, and if Sarah and Shelley can have their cameras on a second here, Sarah has been working for the university in admissions, the Alumni Association, and now CARA for just about 10 years. And we are sad, but we're happy for Sarah. She has decided to move on from CARA, and her last day is actually tomorrow, believe it or not. I'm still getting used to that, Sarah. But Sarah, we want to thank you for your service to the university and CARA. We know alumni will miss you, our team will miss you, but we also wish you well. Do you want to say anything about where you're headed?
Yes, so thank you, everyone. Yeah, I'm going on 10 years. So I've been in school mines for 10 years. This is the first time I've actually got emotional. You guys, the Alumni Association has given me so much. I'm also pregnant, so let's blame it on that too. And Paul talked about his alma mater and how strong of a connection it is. And I don't have that with my two institutions. And so this place is such a special place to me, and I'll miss you all. I know I won't see you all. I mean, I'll see you. I promise. I promise them I'll be at football games and all that too, and I'll crash the lunches. So I really, really appreciate everyone. Please continue reading emails. I really appreciate when you read my emails. And just keep engaging. I mean, this is a really, really special place. Our students do wonderful and magical things, and they're the future of the world, and they really appreciate you all. So I appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
We talked yesterday.
We wish you well. Yeah, we had a reception on campus for her yesterday and a couple other things. But Sarah, you'll be missed. And then I want to introduce Shelly Grenager, and we're excited. Shelly's going to be joining us on the alumni team as our director of alumni relations. And so Shelly starts July 11th, but Shelly, I'll just give you maybe a couple minutes to introduce yourself. And I love your connections to the university, so be sure to share those. And Shelly will be the face once she joins on July 11th, leading these the Zoom meetings that we have. So Shelly.
Thank you, Paul. And I also want to say thank you to Sarah. She's done a great job passing the torch, and she didn't cry at all yesterday at her goodbye reception. So you can tell how much you all mean to her and how hard it is for her to move on. But I know that she's super excited about her next adventures, especially her next little one. So thank you, Sarah. My name is Shelly Grenager. I have several connections to South Dakota Mines. My husband is an alum. He graduated in 1996 from Industrial Engineering Department, and he continues to teach here as an adjunct professor on campus because he just can't get away. Like some of you, love campus, love the community. I'm going to get him more involved with the Alumni Association, I promise. I started off here at South Dakota Mines in the Residence Life Office, helping coordinate the Residence Life Office there. And I got to meet a lot of RAs and a lot of students that I still have relationships with, recent grads, certain students even now. And then I have currently moved over this past couple of years into the Office of Admissions. I'm the assistant director currently until July 8th. And inside of the Office of Admissions, I help our local area students decide if Mines is right for them and help them through the process of enrollment. I help with the dual credit. And then I also coordinate our summer camps. And I know Paul mentioned ways to get involved is send your grandkids to summer camp. That's a great way to get involved because you guys already know how amazing the school is and how, you know, they're producing scientists and engineers, people that are solving the problems of tomorrow and today. And so to ignite that passion through summer camps is a great way to engage. And also those of you that give to the summer camps, thank you. Because this year alone, 26 students are coming to summer camps through the generous donation of our donors that wouldn't have been able to do it otherwise. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm super excited to come over to the Alumni Association. I have some exciting ideas and I agree with what Paul said. If you have things you wish we were providing for you, I want to hear about it, and I'm going to throw out some ideas, and please feel free to tell me your honest opinions about them, because what we're here to do is help build your community, help you in ways that maybe we haven't before, and just to help you guys connect together.
Thanks, Shelly. All right. Excuse me. Sarah, do we have some questions?
Yes, sorry, folks. I'm switching my cameras there. So yes, if you have any questions or anything for Paul that you would like answered or just curious about, or Shelly or I, please feel free to drop them in the chat or the Q&A, and I'll watch for them. And yes, and I forgot to add in my my emotions there that I took a new position with Edward Jones, and I'm actually going to go work for an alumni. So I'm really excited. I'll still have that connection. So I really I'm excited. It's a good change. I will for sure miss you all on my monthly talks. So, and then Paul will be at the next one. So he's my leader.
I'll fill in.
And then he'll fill us in. So, and while we're waiting on questions, as always, I always look for survey feedback, and I appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments or topics you would like to see us feature down the line, please feel free to give us the feedback there. Let me put that in, and I'll put that in the chat for you all. And then Paul did mention that we have a ton of alumni events. I think between June and July, if you count them all alone, there's 16. And you should be getting the emails about them. Some of them are targeted, but if you're not getting the emails, please check your spam folder. Some of them, I know my Outlook is very good at spamming a lot of stuff, so stuff can get easily missed. But I did want to share the direct link to our Facebook page. That is where we put all of the alumni events on there for sure. And then all the registration links are there. So if you need to RSVP or just looking for something coming up, and then any of our promotional stuff is on there too. So just another way for you all to connect. And then as we're waiting, if there is. And then just a shameless plug, like I said, Paul will be emceeing the July 7th department update, and we are going to hear from mechanical engineering. Pierre La Rochelle will be telling us what's going on in the mechanical engineering department. So I know they've had a lot of exciting things that they're looking forward to. And then for our lunch and learn, the 21st, we will have, it's called estate planning, and it's with Bobby Turi, who's also an alumni. If you're curious about any questions about that. Oh, we did have a question come through. They would like, Elaine would like to know some of the ideas for increasing giving from 18 to 15%.
Some of the ideas from 8 to 15%. So I think one thing we're going to do this year is, I think in any organization, you tend to go back to a lot of the same people that they give, because those are the easy people to go to. So we're going to try some, we do calling, we have a phone-a-thon that we do some mailings. I think we're going to ask some kind of decades that we're missing, like how would you want to be more engaged with us? Because I think people have to be engaged before they're going to be willing to open up their checkbooks or credit cards, for us. So I think we need to do some listening. We're also going to just try some different things, different appeals and different approaches and things like that as well. So it's a habit, getting people into the habit of giving to South Dakota Mines. There's so many other great causes, churches, local things that your kids are in. There's just so many causes. So how do we, the South Dakota Mines, make people aware of our need and get people excited about giving? I think the other thing that we haven't always done is we haven't always asked people. We have to be upfront with people that there are needs here and what those needs are. But it's building relationships. It starts with that.
Yes, call our parents. Oh, Julie says call our parents.
Call parents.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think that's something I think we've talked about over the years on what that would look like.
Yeah, a lot of schools do have, Bethel, where my daughter goes, they actually have the alumni and parents. That's the title of the person, director of alumni and parent relations. And so they do solicit their parents for gifts. And if you think about it, they are paying a lot of money for tuition, but they're also the most invested because they want their student to have a really outstanding experience while they're here. So I think that is something we should talk to Joe DeLugos, our Dean of Students, about and student activities a little bit too. And it is to give people that opportunity, I give it is the big thing. I don't think to be pushy about it, but certainly to make people aware of our needs and opportunity to give is really important.
And I'd like to add to that, if I could, Paul. One of the things that they have started doing is engaging parents at the during orientation and move-in weekend. And so hopefully building that relationship will open up some doors for us to be able to call your parents.
Yep, we have our wine and cheese reception.
Yes, that's a very popular event by our parents. We get about 150 that will register and come through in about an hour. It's a good way to pack our building, which is really nice. So yes. Paul, I don't see anything else come through. If you do have any questions and you think of something afterwards, please feel free. Paul, do you want to put your email in the chat to everyone? Well, I know it's also on your signature line, your Zoom.
Yeah, or website. Yeah.
Yep. If anyone has any questions that you think of that, get off the call and I really want to ask Paul that, feel free to reach out, or you can reach out to me. I am here only for about till the end of the day tomorrow, but if you email the alumni email account, you'll get one of us and we'll respond to you.
Yeah. I think the final thing I would just say is thank you to everyone who's on the call today. And the only way we're successful as an organization is for you as alumni and friends to be engaged with us and interested, and we're here for you. We're here to help the university move forward too, but it only works if we're all working together. So we're an open door here. We're continuing to evolve and grow as an organization. Our board is open to ideas and things as well. I feel like we're at a really good place as an organization with the relationship that we have with the university to do even greater things. And we need to take advantage of this time that we have right now because we don't know what the future holds. So to partner with Dr. Rankin and team and to help see these projects through, to engage alumni at a level that we never have before. I hope we can work together to take advantage of this opportunity that we have. And that's really what attracted me to the position here was opportunity and the caliber of the school, but the leadership as well that we have between our board and the administration. And again, just that synergy of what's happening in Rapid City and the Black Hills right now. Let's take advantage of that and work together. So thank you for your interest, your engagement, your giving. Let's keep working together.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you, Paul. Thank you, Shelley. And we hope to see you on M Day and come see the new M. I say new M as Report M, not the new logo, but the old logo. The old M will be up there, so please come and see that. We'll have the annual picnic down at the bottom of the hill, as long as the weather hopefully holds up for us. So it'll be great. Be good to have Rocker Days and everyone there. So we'll wrap things up. It's getting close to the top of the hour. So again, thank you all for attending today's Digital Lunch and Learn. Again, this event will be recorded or has been recorded, and we'll get it uploaded to our YouTube channel. If you missed it or want to share it with a friend, tomorrow our newsletter will go out and we'll include a link in the newsletter so you can view it there. So yes, I appreciate everyone. You guys really make this job special. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day. Enjoy the nice weather. Stay cool wherever you're at. I know there's a heat wave, so thank you.